Welcome to Deadly Dames, and for this video I thought I would go over my top 10 favourite releases from Arrow Video. So this is going to be based on just my opinion and sort of the packages, the extra features, the extra content that you get inside it, so the posters, etc. But most importantly, the movie itself and the restoration work that Arrow's done with the film and the soundtrack. So I'm going to go from 10 to 1, and as I said, it's just my opinion, and these are just 10 movies that Arrow have released that I just absolutely love. And to start with, it is going to be Vamp. Now, I know they've recently announced they're going to be releasing Vamp again on Blu-ray. They have actually released Vamp already on DVD, and the original Slipbox Blu-ray itself. I don't think I'll be picking up the new one unless I see it on sale somewhere, but I'm quite happy with my DVD and this one. So Vamp is a kind of cheesy horror movie from the 80s. I just absolutely loved it. It's kind of like a coming of age story, so it's like American Pie meets Lost Boys meets, well, vampires. So it's basically about these two guys that want to go out and have sex. They go to a strip club and meet scary Grace Jones. She doesn't need makeup to be scary, and then it just goes from there. But it is an absolutely amazing movie, and I grew up watching this. I loved Vamp, and when I seen that Arrow were releasing it and what they were doing with it, I just had to get it. So inside this box, and I'm doing this one-handed, so I'll try my best to get it out. Come on, out you come. It's got 4 posters with this, and I've said this in multiple videos, I wish that they kept these slipbox editions. I just really liked them, but in fact you can see everything there that comes with it. So you get the movie itself, your booklet about the film, a poster, and you get 4 additional pictures you can choose from. So I chose the one that's in the front of this because I've got the DVD one with that Vamp, and then there's all the extra features there. So reversible sleeves, double-sided posters, I said. You get introductions, you get plenty of interviews with the cast and the director, and the transfer's phenomenal on this. Both the soundtrack and the movie transfer itself are outstanding. I think the only thing that can make me want to pick up the new one is maybe if they've released it in 4K or 2K, maybe just slightly better transfer than this one, but I'm happy with this. So yep, number 10, Vamp for me. I actually toyed between Vamp and Maniac Cop, but I went for Vamp overall. Number 9, the Videodrome box set. So this comes with Videodrome, that way, Long Live the Flesh, which is a big massive booklet about David Cronenberg and obviously this movie, and then David Cronenberg's early works in here as well. This is an amazing release of this movie. I love Videodrome. Who doesn't love Videodrome? If you love David Cronenberg, you're going to love this. And this box set is just beautiful. If I just flip it over, you can see the sheer amount that you get with it. So it is a limited edition. It is out of print now. You can pick it up online, but very expensive. But just keep an eye, you never know, you might come across a good deal. The transfer of Videodrome itself is amazing in this. It's flawless. You wouldn't think it was made when it was made. And you've got disc 1 and 2, Videodrome itself. You can I'm not going to read off all these extras, but you can see how much is on there. And then you've got your 100-page hardback book, if I could say it, at the bottom there. But yep, number 9 for me has to be Videodrome, Long Live the Flesh. It's just a great film. I very nearly went for Shivers, and then thought, no, that based on everything, the movie, the packaging, all the extra content, it has to be Videodrome. And then 8 is Dario Argento's Deep Red. Now, I don't own the slip packaging edition of Deep Red because there is a release that looks like this that's in that packaging. I'd love to get it, and it's so expensive online now because it is well out of print. So when this one came up, I just had to get it. You can see the side there as well, lots of extra content, and if I just flip it over, you can see everything that comes with it. So there is additional versions of the film itself. I still just like the original version, but that's just me. The soundtrack's in there. What can you say? I actually love that Arrow are starting to put some soundtracks in with their movies, because a big part of these films themselves are the soundtracks, and people, especially myself and a lot of people on YouTube that I chat to, love soundtracks, and they pick up vinyls when they come out, pick up movie soundtracks all together, and it's great that they're now putting those soundtracks in with these special edition releases. Again, this one is out of print. You can still get Deep Red on just the 4K scan release, like the normal release of it. I would recommend getting that, even if you can't get this one, because it is worth it. 4K of Deep Red, and it is one of my favourite Dario Argento movies. You just have to get it. So that's my number 8. 7 is Zombie Flesh Eaters. Now, I actually have 3 different versions of this movie. The Steelbook, which you've seen in a previous video, and the DVD, which you've seen in a previous video. I know that Arrow made a little boo-boo when they first released this, but it's all been sorted now. And I actually just really love this film. It's probably, other than Night of the Living Dead, one of my favourite zombie films. And look at the special content that's on that. It's beautiful. I've never seen this movie look so good as the release that Arrow's done, and it's aged really well in my opinion. It's still a fantastic movie. It's a movie that I could watch over and over again. I do actually love that they've done so many editions of it, you know, the DVD, the Blu-ray and the Steelbook. It would be amazing to see them release something like this of Zombie Flesh Eaters, because I would get it again. That's how much I love this film, and that's why it's in position 7. So 6 for me, there was no doubt that Society was going to be on this list somewhere. Society was sort of a under the radar VHS release. It wasn't a movie that I think a lot of people had seen. I had it on VHS. I wish I still had that copy, but I just thought, even though the film itself, I was probably too young to really understand what it was about, the effects in it were just outstanding, and the fact that Arrow could take a movie like Society, which is a very obscure movie, and do this to it. So I'll see if I can, I'm just going to sit you down a wee second just to see if I can get out everything that comes with it so you can see. So again, look at the artwork on it. This is a comic book that you get with it. Fantastic. And then if you just open it up, you've got your invitation. Oh, can't get it back in. You've got so one of the postcards, and then your booklet here, which comes traditional booklet. And then there's both your editions of it. And again, this movie has never looked so good. As I said, grew up watching it on VHS, so to see it in a digital transfer like this was outstanding. So I'm looking forward to Arrow releasing more movies like this. So that's why Society, I'll put that back together in a second, is position 6. And then 5, Dawn of the Dead. Again, Arrow have released a good few editions of this. I actually have this box set on DVD and on Blu-ray. And I think the thing that makes it, in fact I'll just flip over because you can see everything on this one. You get your poster, your reversible sleeves. But what I really like about this is that there's always been multiple editions of this actual film, different cuts. And this is the first time, as far as I'm aware, that... Sorry, I don't know why I'm shaking so much. This is the first time, as far as I'm aware, that they've all been released. And to me, personally, I like the Argento cut. I think it's the soundtrack for me is just better with the Argento cut. But I like that they've put all this together in one release, so you can make up your own mind. You can watch the original Romero cut with the original soundtrack, or you can watch the Argento one, which is slightly smaller, like not smaller, shorter. And as I said, I just prefer the soundtrack to it, but that is the reason why I put this in position 5. The movie's never looked as good, and it's just a classic film, so had to be on this list. And then the only steelbook I've actually picked up to put on this, well, I suppose Zombie Flesh Eaters has got a steelbook, but it is Blood and Black Lace. Oh my god, I can't speak today. But this was a movie I had actually never seen before until Arrow released it, and I do really like Mario Bava, and it's just a pretty film. It is beautiful. The transfer that's on this, a lot of deep red colours, similar to like Suspiria or like original, like Argento stuff. Inferno's the other word I was looking for, but yeah, you get your booklet with it. You can see it as an absolute beautiful steel book. Back and front, I mean, look at that. But yeah, this movie, it totally blew me away. As I said, I'd never seen it before until I seen the Arrow release, and I'm glad that in ways I had never seen it until I seen the Arrow release, because the movie's never, in my opinion, obviously I've never really seen it before, but I've seen clips of what it was like before, has never looked this good. So the restoration work that they've done on this is phenomenal. So what are we on to 3? Well, this had to be on here somewhere. In fact, the only release from Arrow, only 2 releases from Arrow that I don't own of Battle Royale is the Videodrome. I don't have that release of it, and I don't have the Steelbook, but I can assure you that if I see the Steelbook at a decent price, I will be getting it. This thing is absolutely loaded. Look at this. Absolutely loaded with stuff, and this was recently on the Arrow sale, so you can still get this edition. I'd recommend picking up this edition, because look at that extra features there. You've got your disc 1, which is your original theatrical trailer, etc. Disc 2 is all your special features there. Disc 3, look at all of that. Hope you can see these okay. There's also a massive comic book in this as well, but literally look at this. And again, this is an absolute amazing movie, and it's never looked so good, so I'm glad to finally pick up this edition of it. I had the DVD edition, I bought it second hand, and half of this was missing, so I'm so glad to finally have picked this up so cheap in an Arrow sale, and I have the complete special edition box set. And in position 2, Rabid Dog. So this is another Mario Bava movie which I had never seen before. I'm ashamed to say that I had never seen it. What I really like about this release is, again, there is multiple editions of this film, so it's finally good to have them all on here. So there's Rabid Dog and Kidnapped, which is a re-edited, redubbed version. I just thought this movie was mind-blowing. It was really, really good from beginning to end, kept me on the edge of my seat, and I think the fact that I'd never seen it before, I thought the movie was so good, and again, the picture, the audio, everything about it was just fantastic. Couldn't recommend this movie enough. So if you're a person out there like myself who had never seen this film, I would highly, highly recommend buying it and watching it, and that is why I put it on position 2 for myself. I think if you're going to watch this movie for the first time, there's no better way to do it, because everything about this Arrow release was just fantastic. It would be nice to see like a Steelbook edition or a big special edition of this film, like I've said previously for some of the other ones, but this is still a really good release of it. And then in position 1, it had to be this film, because out of all the Arrow movies which I've seen for the first time, this is the one which I've watched hundreds of times since getting it. Okay, maybe not hundreds, but a lot of times since getting it. And every single time I notice something new, every single time I enjoy it just as much as I did the first time, and that is Spider Baby. I had never heard of this film. I heard of Jack Hill because I'd seen Foxy Brown, I'd seen Coffee, but I'd never seen Spider Baby. Hadn't heard of it at all. I bought it on an Arrow sale. It wasn't even one that I'd pre-ordered, because I just thought, I'll just wait for it to come down. It's probably not that good. Oh boy, was I wrong. This movie is phenomenal. It is amazing. It is black and white, but every single person in it is just amazing. And the picture quality, I mean, even though it's black and white, you would think it was made today. And look at the extra features you get with this bad boy. And the funny thing is, like, I've watched this movie so many times, but I've actually watched all these special features so many times, and you do get Jack Hill's early short films on here as well. Really, really good, and that's why I picked it for position 1. It's the movie that, out of all the Arrow releases, ones I hadn't seen before, is the one that will always, I mean, it's going to take something really special to come along and knock this off the top. And if you haven't seen Spider Baby, I recommend going onto the Arrow website right now and buying it, because this movie is that good. But yeah, this is my top 10 Arrow releases. It was actually very difficult picking a top 10. I probably could have done a top 20. And hopefully you like some of them, or if you've got any questions, or if you disagree with me, or if you highly agree, please let me know. And please leave comments below, and like and subscribe. As I said, it's just my opinion, and hopefully it's an opinion that's just shared by many other people out there. And thanks for watching. Bye.